Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be reviewing the Wacom Intuos PTH650, a tablet that Wacom released in 2012, the same year the Avengers came out, the same year that Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion, the same year that people were still using flip phones, and the same year that I was probably 6 years old when this came out. Got it out of our landlord's storage. He gave it to me to be able to use it, and I've been using it for about a year. So I'm just going to give you a rundown of the specs and then the pros and cons, and then we'll see what happens after. So the specs are relatively simple. It has a roughly A4 sized drawing real estate with 8 customizable shortcut keys on the right or left side. You can flip the orientation in the drivers if you want, plus a scroll wheel that you can customize to change brush size, zoom in and out, etc. It's connected through a single USB cable to whatever hardware it's compatible with, Mac, Windows, and I'd say it's relatively reliable. It boasts 2048 levels of pressure sensitivity with absolutely zero tilt support, but it does come with a touchscreen that does not work very well because of the outdated drivers and has no palm rejection. But that's basically it. It has a very good texture. And the pen is actually not as bad. I do not know what they call this pen, but it comes with this pen as well as a little thing to hold spare nibs and to hold your pen when you're not using it. Yeah, and that's a basically rundown of the specs. As for the pros and cons, the cons are that it's an old tablet. It is a graphics tablet, so there's a learning curve to it, which means you have to draw, and then whatever you draw will appear on the screen. It is also, the touch features don't work as well, and so it has no palm rejection, but that's something that you can toggle off. But now the pros. I think the one big pro is ergonomics. When you work with this thing, you can sit with your back fully straight on your chair with perfect posture while drawing down here and looking directly at your screen. I'd say that is the biggest pro of this tablet. All jokes aside, that's the biggest pro of this tablet, and it's what I've been using for a while. But anyway, the main purpose of this video is to show that tools don't matter, but the practice and what you do does, so to speak. So that was all satire, the tablet review thing. I know it was blatantly obvious from the beginning, but anyway, what I really want to talk about is that your tools don't really matter. We have this idea in our head as artists that the tools we use affect the art we create. And in the last year or so actually more than a year of using this device, I've come to find that that's just not true. It's just not true. And there's so many things that factor in to how your art looks, and that is practice. So the difference between a $50 and $500 tablet is slim compared to the difference between 0 or 100 hours of artistic practice, which is what I'm trying to get at here, is that the amount of practice you put in fully outweighs whatever device you're using. And it doesn't even have to be device. Pencil and paper is as basic as you can get. I mean, I've drawn on sticky notes, I have drawn on printer paper. We've all had that phase where we're just drawing on printer paper as a beginner artist. I think I got my first actual sketchbook probably more than a year into my art journey. I was just using those cheap 50-page sheets of paper for drawing, and I still made art. I wouldn't say it was good art, but it was art regardless, and that's the main point. The amount of practice you put in fully outweighs the device that you're using. And do we desire to have the best of the best, to have the Wacom Cintiq 27 Pro or the Cintiq 32 Pro, the Huion Canvas 24 or the XP Pen Artist 24 Pro, etc. We all desire to have those things, or even the iPad Pro, M1 or M2, M3, M4, M5, M6 at some point. We all desire to have those things, but having those things doesn't necessarily make you a better artist. It's the understanding of form, perspective, anatomy. It's the quality in which you can deliver your art that makes you a better artist. And the amount of practice and hours you put in, I cannot emphasize this enough. And I just wanted to make this video as a bit of encouragement. If your tools feel like they're limiting you, then it's your mindset that should change, or your practice that should change, not necessarily the tools. And of course, I want to get a better tablet. I'm currently saving up to get one, but that does not stop me from using what I do have to be able to create good art. And so that is all I wanted to say, really. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. It was just a little short video to give you some encouragement for, your tools should not limit you. Draw on paper for 30 days, on paper only. Anything that you create digitally, try recreate it on paper. You'll be shocked. I do sketches on paper, and I love it. And I've fallen in love with just art to the point where you don't care what you're using as long as you're making art. And that's the best place to be as an artist, where your tools do not limit you. So don't let them. So thank you so much for watching this video. Feel free to watch any of the other videos of my channel if you found this one interesting. And if you want more current art content, you can check me out on Instagram, where I post relatively regularly. And yeah, that's it from me. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.